7.5 months I was gone. It was the toughest thing I ever had to do in my life, I'm telling you. Because, you know, having kids, and there's a lot of single parents over there now. You know, they say, how do you leave your kids? They say, well, how do you leave yours? Until you feel it, you don't know what it's like. I was on R&R from Iraq. I was gonna go home for 15 days. I picked the date so I could be home for Zachary's birthday on the 15th. I seen Brad, he was sitting there. And the woman said, welcome on a military flight, and about 4 or 5 people clapped out of probably 75 people. So, you know, I started talking with Brad. And he was real interested in the military. I told him that I was heading home on R&R and we were going to Great Wolf Lodge because it was my 9-year-old's birthday. He was looking through a finance book. And he said, yeah, he's learning how to do finance. And I kind of looked at him. I didn't say a whole bunch, you know. I said, okay. He said, do you mind signing my book so I can send you a card? And he opened the book up and I wrote my address in the back. So I figured, you know, I really didn't think nothing about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. When we landed in Columbia, I got off the plane, and that's when I seen, you know, my little one. I ain't seen him but 5 days. He was born September 1st, I flew September 7th.
When my husband walked off the plane, there's no words to describe relief that he was safe, and just the joy of seeing my kids look at their dad. He started to walk off and Brad looked at me and he said, thank you for your service. I was very amazed because it's always an honor to have somebody to tell me, you know, thank you for my husband's service, because I'm proud of him, and I'm honored that people are proud of him also.
That Friday, we went to Great Wolf. We got here, and, you know, 9-year-old, he was so excited. You know, he loves to come here. So I go up and get in line, and we owed a pretty good balance. I think it was 4 days. So I go up there, tell him my name, and he says, Mr. Glasscock, you have a message on your account. He said, from Brad. I said, I don't know no Brad. And he said, Brad said have a good time from Atlanta. When he said that, it clicked. I said, oh, Brad, oh yeah, sounds good. So I get to fill a credit card, and he says, he starts going through the thing, and he said, okay, Mr. Glasscock, it's paid in full. I said, it's paid in full by who? He said, Brad. I said, well, who? He said, Brad, and he said his name.
He says, guess what, babe? And I said, what? He said, Brad paid for a trip. I said, Brad? I said, who's Brad? He said, that's the guy I met in Atlanta. And I said, no. He said, yes. And I said, speechless. I mean, you know, for somebody to do that for us is just unreal. We feel we're blessed, but for somebody to go out of their way to, you know, fill our dreams to pay the rest of our trip was awesome.
It was amazing. It blew my mind, I'm gonna tell you right now. It takes a lot to get me, and it got me.
It's nice to know that people other than militaries look at us and say, hey, you know, we appreciate what you do. Because to sit there every night and you make your silent prayer to the Lord and you say, please bring my husband home in one piece, it's, you know, it's hard to wonder if he's gonna make it through and if you're gonna be okay. When you give to others, it makes you happy inside. One person at a time, it's all it takes. And that's what I believe, one person at a time. So I say thank you to Brad, because he's our one person.
Tonight, an act of kindness at a rental car company in Tulsa goes just viral after an employee goes above and beyond typical customer service.
2 Works For You reporter Corey Duke shares that story with us tonight and the incredible reward the employee received for his generosity.
With more than 20,000 shares and nearly 160,000 likes on social media, this act of kindness is winning the internet. A simple gesture now also winning people's hearts. The daily grind at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Hey, Danny.
But something is different.
Hello.
There's an extra set of hands making calls.
Hey.
And a simple act of kindness that's changing the world.
I say we take this and we do the best we can to just keep motivating people.
One picture now shared nearly 25,000 times on social media, inspiring people to spread the love.
To see it come out this far and to still be making noise and making waves, it's something that you just got to be grateful for and just take as a blessing.
John Goodlett loves his job and he loves people, but he can't seem to understand all the fuss surrounding the picture showing him holding a customer's child.
Having a bad day, I should say. And
a hit-and-run wreck left this mother alone with a set of twins in the back seat. She needed someone to help, but she never expected someone like John.
Him saying that I was a twin mom in need of an extra set of hands, it definitely was a message from God.
John, also a twin, knew just what to do.
I'm going to do this out of kindness of my heart because, you know, you need somebody else to pack this other kid for you. I mean, you can't pack them both in two hands inside Enterprise. When you want to pick this car up?
11-month-old Levi spent his Enterprise experience in the hands of this dedicated employee, while his brother Holt enjoyed alone time with his mom. Even the company noticed, giving John what he calls the greatest reward.
The reward was to give back to the first sports program I got to play for as a kid.
The North Mabee Boys and Girls Club, special to John when he was a child, now also benefiting from his kindness.
I think that this world would be a better place if we all were just be a John. And we have to be that change that we want to see. You know, we want to see more people like John. Well, it starts with us.
By the way, the hashtag #BeAJohn is even catching on. It's a phrase this mom hopes people will associate with a random act of kindness. Corey Duke, 2 Works for You.
It was a very, very cold night that night. I was assigned to West 44th Street and Broadway, and I was on the foot post there, and I myself that night had about 2 pairs of socks on, winter socks, and also my combat boots, and my feet were still freezing. So basically I was standing there and I'd heard somebody laughing, joking around, and I looked over and somebody was laughing, this elderly gentleman who had no socks, no shoes on, no anything. And I went up to him and I was like, where are your shoes? He's like, it's okay, officer. He's like, I've never had a pair of shoes. He's like, but God bless you, you know, thank you for doing what you're doing. And I knew the area, there was a shoe store. So I ran into the shoe store and I had explained to them there was an elderly gentleman with no socks on, no shoes on. And I said, listen, I'd like to buy a pair of boots, something that's going to last a while. I don't care what the price is. We got to do this as an elderly gentleman out there with no socks. And Skechers helped me out. So while they were waiting to find out what pair they have, I ran outside and I grabbed the elderly gentleman. And, you know, I said, listen, I got a surprise for you. So I brought him to the Skechers. I sat him down and asked him what shoe size he was. And he said it was a size 12, so I ran back in there. And I said, listen, you got a thing in size 12? And they came right out. And I paid, and I brought the shoes and the socks out. And I knelt down, and that's when Jennifer had taken the picture. But to my surprise, I didn't see anybody there at that time. I didn't even know somebody had taken a picture. And so I was just doing my job. I just knelt down, put the socks on them, the shoes on them, lifted them back up. And I said, listen, sir, I was like, you want to grab a cup of coffee? Maybe we'll get something to eat. And he goes, no, officer. He goes, you know, he said, no, officer. He's like, listen, you've done enough. He said, God bless you and be safe. He's like, I love the police. And that, again, it's just, you know, when I brought out the shoes, it was just smile ear to ear. I didn't really think anything of it at the time. Like I said, you know, I just looked down at this gentleman's feet, and you could see the blisters from a distance. And as I said, it was just so cold that I knew I had to do something. I have the receipt back at the precinct. I don't have it on me. I keep it in my bulletproof vest. I mostly keep it because I think it's an important reminder that, especially now, you know, like some people have it really tough. And when you're having a bad day, you might think, you know, things can't get any worse. And then you see something like this and you remember, you know, people have it worse.
I didn't want to commit suicide, but if it wouldn't have woke up, I wouldn't have been bothered. I felt pathetic. Well, I was pathetic. And I went in the archway, just sat with my head down, because I didn't want people to see me. And I didn't want to see anybody else.
I've seen that look before, and that's when you know someone's at rock bottom.
It was a miracle, because I just thought, this stranger, this angel, has come to help me. So I owe it to him, but more so, I owe it to myself. Over a year ago, I was sleeping in the doorway. Now, thanks to a fellow soldier and the Legionnaire, a roof over my head.
I can tell you that you made a huge difference to that man. Absolutely. Would you like to meet him at some point?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I'd love to hear from him and meet him. And, yeah.
Stephen, Phil.
Good to see you. Looking well, man.
Looking well.
Look at you.
I just want to tell you what you've done for me. You've done everything for me. I just thought I couldn't get any lower. And I didn't really have any friends, and it was just the loneliness and despair I was feeling. And then you came along. I can't thank you enough. I can't. You've just changed my life.